So, thank you so much for your time. First of all, could you please introduce yourself briefly?
Yes. So I'm Niki. I just graduated in international relations, and now I'm working as a student affairs and diversity and inclusion assistant at College in Athens.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, I saw that you participated in Democratic Odyssey and that
Yeah.
you were very loud. I saw that you were speaking up, which was amazing.
I love talking.
And that's great. So, I wonder what did stand out for you throughout the 3 days that you participated?
I think it was just very important to see the power of people in terms of being together and being in a space that seems and feels safe.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you are used to finding yourself in certain bubbles that you feel comfortable with, it also makes you come out of it because you also see people with whom you're not exactly in the same bubble. But at the same time, you realize that your problems are kind of similar. Everyone is complaining about the politicians, everyone is complaining about leadership, everyone is complaining about the EU. So you see that our problems are not as different as we thought.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just that we don't really know each other.
Yeah. Another experience that personally was interesting for me that they included migrants and refugees. That basically, I'm a
Absolutely.
refugee myself and I have
Yeah.
no saying in the political election.
Yeah.
But of course, that would affect our lives.
And it's funny because I actually learned about this assembly through the president of the Ivorian community of Greece, Musa Sangare.
Sangare.
I love you. So yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you see the importance of this kind of gathering, either Athens Democracy Forum or Democratic Odyssey?
I think voting is not democracy. I mean, obviously, yes, you vote once in 4 years, but that's not just you being a political entity. When you're a political entity, you're more than that. And if you don't have assemblies, if you don't have conferences, if you don't have spaces where you can share your thoughts and express your position in this political frame and sphere, then there's no point. And especially coming from a migrant background where my parents, for example, they don't have the right to vote in Greece, but obviously they're very much alert of what's happening. It makes me realize that I cannot just wait for once in 4 years to speak up for my parents and generally my background. I have to do it on a daily basis. Yeah.
Just last question. There were a lot of discussions that there are not much trust in politicians. People they don't trust. Why do you think?
Well, they don't trust
the reason?
politicians because eventually politicians don't really do what they promise, most of them. So, and I think the lack of trust is even more intense in the young generation because I'm like 22, and I was always interested in politics, but at the same time, if you're not politically educated enough to understand how it functions, then you cannot realize the importance of at least an illusionary trust, because somehow it's a relationship between you as a citizen but also you as a political entity. So they might be the ones taking the decisions, but at the same time they can't take the decisions without us. So even our complaints reflect the way they function, and that's why forums like this are actually happening. Yeah.
Let's see. I hope that this kind of whole thing result to something positive that
Yeah, I mean,
impacts everyone in a positive way.
No,
So
definitely.
thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.